Nah, no profit. Yo, where you at? Where you at? My homie Lou on the mic. Them other hosts need to stop. They ain't doing it right. If you ain't turned into Lou, what you doing with your life? Conversation show shop, it ain't your usual night. We got athletes, entrepreneurs, even celebrities. Politicians discuss nationwide discrepancies. Hardcore tackling issues in our community. Spreading all knowledge, creating an opportunity. Tune in live with Liteskin Lou. Tune in live with Liteskin Lou. Tune in live with Liteskin Lou. Tune in live with Liteskin Lou.
Liteskin Lou. Liteskin Lou.
Yo, what's up, everybody? This your boy Liteskin Lou in the building. Welcome to a special edition of the Live with Liteskin Lou show. Guess what, y'all? It is Super Bowl Sunday. Man, this Super Bowl, man, it has had my spirit and my soul for the last probably 40 years. I've been watching football since I was 10 years old, and I always get excited when the Super Bowl is here, whether my team is playing in it or not. I still find a way to get excited. Got so excited, I said, I'm going to call up two guys who I always respect talking sports with them. So if y'all in here, come through that door and hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, man. We're going to break this thing down like a shotgun, man. We're going to talk about the NFL season. We're going to talk about the Super Bowl 60, New England Patriots versus the Seattle Seahawks. Man, but before I do that, I think it's rude not to introduce my guest. So I got to introduce my guest. Please allow me to bring to the stage. This guy has taken DMV media outlet by storm. Boxing, basketball, football, and he's the host of Chatting with Cheese straight out of the DMV area. He is none other than my guy, Cheese.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you for having me on, bro. Thank you.
That's right. And this next guy, even though he's an Eagles fan and we a Cowboys fan, we decided to let him in the door anyway. I've always respect for the last 2 or 3 years, me and this guy, we talk football, we talk sports, and I always respect his takes on it. So I decided to reach out to this guy straight out of the DMV area. Wait, where you from?
I'm from the DMV as well.
That's right, from the DMV area. He is none other than Phil Moorhead. That's right, man. I always like to introduce people the right way, so that's why I asked you where you from, because I want to make sure I get it right. Gentlemen, how y'all doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. Ready for the big game. It's always, ramped up and, everybody excited on Super Bowl Sunday. Just hoping that we get a spectacular game. But all in all, I'm good, though, bro.
Yeah, Phil, how you doing, brother?
Yeah, man, I can't complain. It's going to be a good game. So I can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait, man. I got to tell you, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I didn't pick neither one of these teams to be in the Super Bowl. I'm just going to keep it 100. I don't know if you guys felt like these two teams are going to be in the Super Bowl, but honestly, I've never really picked them. So I guess I can start out by saying, Cheese, who did you have this year going to the Super Bowl?
So I did have New England coming out of the AFC kind of once, because for me, what I like to do, so before the season start, I always like to do an early prediction, but then as I watch the season materialize, then I kind of get a feel. So my early season prediction was, of course, on the AFC side, I had Kansas City. You never want to bet against Patrick Mahomes. That's always a hard thing to do. So I had Kansas City and I had Detroit coming out of the NFC. But as I kind of watched the season go along and seeing what was going on, once I seen the Patriots go on the road and beat Buffalo early in the season, then I kind of watched them, kind of walk through a bunch of their schedule, even though a lot of people wanted to say it was easy, but I don't look at it like that. You play who on your schedule. So midway through, I said I had the Patriots coming out of the AFC. So I was right on that. I stuck with Detroit, but Detroit started to fall off. They started sustaining a lot of injuries. So I then switched to the LA Rams. I didn't have Seattle. The Rams end up losing the NFC Championship game. So now we here.
That's right. We are here. Phil, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, man. So I actually had the LA Rams in the NFC, and I kind of thought in the AFC it would have been the Broncos, and unfortunately because the QB got hurt during that I guess before the AFC championship game, they kind of got screwed over
Yeah.
on that. But yeah, man, I really like the Rams. They're just a complete team. I did not see Seattle coming out, but their defense is so nasty.
Yeah.
It's just they don't blitz at all. So it's I don't know, man. Like I like Seattle in this game, but I wouldn't be surprised if New England also pulled it out too. I like both. They kind of marry each other in some ways.
Yeah, the reason for me, another thing that kind of connect me to Seattle, even though when he let us pick our predictions, I'll let you know. But DeMarcus Lawrence is with Seattle. He was a Cowboy. He was a Cowboy last year. So I always want my fellow Cowboys to go do their thing. So, but yeah, I agree with you, bro. Seattle is loaded, like on that defensive side on all three levels: defensive line, linebackers, and secondary. So honestly, a lot of people probably are shocked, but shouldn't be that they in the big game.
Yeah. This is who I had. I had Baltimore and the Rams. That's who I had at the beginning of the season. Anybody that know me to talk football with me, that's who I had. I had the Rams and I had Baltimore. But as time went on, I kind of eliminated Baltimore out of the picture because they fell apart, man.
Yeah.
But I did keep them close by, like far saying, okay, they'll make the playoffs and we'll see how they do in the playoff game, because that division was really not that good this year. The AFC North was really not that good, so I just felt like they could win. They could win a division, and if you win a division, you get a home game. You might be able to catapult off of that and make it to the Super Bowl. But as time went on, I started to say, you know what? Even if they make the playoffs, they're not gonna go nowhere.
Right.
And I always held the Rams. The Rams was one game away. Just think about that game. That game was close, man.
Close, man.
That game was real close. That game could have went either way. It was going to be who made the last play of the game and who was going to go to the Super Bowl.
It's just like last year with the Eagles. I think if the Rams beat the Eagles at home last year, they would have gone to the Super Bowl personally, and probably won it. So because they're just so good, they're a really good team.
And that's why I like to tell people a lot of the times, like the NFL season, even though it feels so short, the way an NFL season could go, like the trajectory of a team could just go off, like Lou said, at any time. Like, for instance, at the beginning of the season, if anybody would have told you the Houston Texans would make the playoffs, have the best defense, going in, nobody thought that. So, I mean, the way an NFL season could go just in a matter of a few weeks, it's crazy. But I lied, Lou, and I'm glad I heard you say that name. I caught myself in a lie. I definitely had the Baltimore Ravens coming out of the AFC at the beginning of the season. You're right. So I caught myself on that one.
Yeah, you just think about this. You got Derrick Henry, you got Juggernaut, and then you got Lamar Jackson playing at a high level, a high clip. Yeah. Even though he was hurt this year, I just felt like he would get healthy at the right time. Yeah. And they would be able to, because they was the better team. Honestly, Pittsburgh won the division, but I just felt like Baltimore was the better team.
Yeah,
but sometimes the better team don't win. Man,
injuries killed Baltimore heavy this year.
Yeah, especially that defensive tackle. I can't remember his name. It's like you could see, like literally once he got out the game, teams are running roughshod over them.
Metabike.
Yeah. That Detroit game was like that. Show how they missed him so much. They were running. I think they ran like 300 yards on them that game. Yes. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy, man.
Crazy.
Let me see. Scarborough Nation just pulled up. Yeah, you're right. It's going to be 4 touchdowns in the first half, Sam. Hey, Frankie, I don't know about that one, champ, but guess what? We appreciate you for putting your comment in there, man.
That's the crazy thing, though. Like, it's so crazy because up to this point, we've seen Sam Darnold play phenomenal. And in the back of people's minds is still thinking, like, all right, when the real Sam Darnold gonna show up? And we shouldn't still be thinking that, but people are still, you know what I'm saying, asking the question. Like, so that's that. Hey, I
Yeah,
feel him when he say that, man. You still don't know what Sam Darnold you gonna get.
but it
Yeah,
wasn't. But it wasn't fair. It's not fair to me because like when he was with the Vikings, they played the Rams again. They were a great team. The defensive line was killing them. That the
man, they
Yeah,
blitzed
offensive,
him like I think they sacked him
yeah,
like 10 times.
yeah. The head coach put him out there to die, basically. Like it was
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. I
And
think
then, oh, go ahead, my bad.
go ahead, finish up, bro.
Because literally what happened again when a couple times this year when they played the Rams again. Like, yeah, they just have his number. I don't know. Like everybody's like, oh, he sucks. Like, well, it might just be McVay and their defensive. They just know what to do to him, and they got the
Yeah.
personnel to do it.
I ain't gonna lie,
So
Sam Darnold game I respect last season though. What I seen him do with Minnesota, he showed you that if he's in the right system with the right group of guys around him, he could perform. So I kind of was expecting him not. I didn't expect him to go to the Super Bowl. I'm not gonna lie, but I was expecting him to play well in Seattle. And honestly, he's went over my expectations even more this season. So there are people that still have those questions about him, but me now when I watch him, I expect him to go out there and play well.
yep.
Yeah, that's right. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all just got up, y'all just pulled up. Man, put your take in the comment section. We don't judge. I don't care if you say they're gonna score 70 points. I might call your fool under my breath, but guess what? Whatever you put it in, just put it in, man. Like I said, man, I reached out to two guys who I respect watching football, and we are here. So put your comment, put your prediction in the chat. Now, while you guys still pulling up, I'm gonna pick these guys' brains up. I'm gonna start with you, Chad and Cheese. I'm gonna start with you. Now, what was the story of the NFL season that stood out to you this year?
That stood out to me this year. Honestly, if I had to pick one, I would say, and this is no disrespect to the. I got one. The story for me was how good the Bears offense looked this year under Ben Johnson. Coming into the season, I knew that Ben Johnson was an offensive guru coming from Detroit. That's why he was highly touted the year before in the coaching carousel or whatever. But for a lot of people after Caleb Williams' rookie year, they kind of was down on him, especially with what Jaden Daniels did his rookie season. People was expecting Caleb to do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So early in the season, I said that if Ben Johnson could just come in there, I always felt like Chicago had the weapons. But I said if Ben Johnson could just come in there and, get Caleb to play at the level that people believe that he could play in, which is the reason why he was the number one pick. I felt as though that they would look decent, but they exceeded my expectations as well. Just how good they played. Caleb looked phenomenal this year. That running game was solid with DeAndre Swift. I can't think of the other back they had, but it was a two-headed monster. DJ Moore, Adunze.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Ben Johnson came in there and he did his thing. And I think, for the Bears, I was just happy. See, for me, even though I'm a Cowboy fan and we used to being let down every year, I just be happy for other fans, like, who teams haven't really been doing nothing. Like, it's cool to see teams that's, been at the bottom of the barrel for a few years, climb up the ranks and, do good things. That's why, even though I can't stand them, I was kind of happy for the Commanders last year, for their fans to finally be able to see their team do something. I get it, you know what I'm saying? But that's just the sports fan in me. But
Hey, Phil, look at my face.
I know I see, that's why I said it's just a sports fan.
Yeah, I see your face, bro.
But if I had to say the biggest takeaway the story, I would say how good the Bears did under Ben Johnson in his first year with Chicago.
Okay, Phil, what you got?
Yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily a story, but I just feel bad for the New York Jets. I mean, Aaron Rodgers left. They played at least decent, and you got Sam Darnold in the Super Bowl. I mean, Geno Smith left, and for a time he was pretty good too. I don't know, man. If you're a Jets fan, I would seriously consider joining another fan base. Y'all cursed.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Like Sam Darnold coming out of college he was a good prospect. I mean, even the coaches that leave, they do well too.
Yep.
So I don't know, man. I feel bad for the coach that's there because it's not. I don't think it's a coaching situation. I think it's an ownership situation. Um, and if you could get rid of that owner who's a moron, um, I would do it. But I don't know, man. Like, you're Jets. I feel sorry for y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's one thing. It's two things that stood out to me. I'm the host, so I can do two stories. No, I'm just kidding. I got a double-headed snakehead. One being my owner of the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones, who waited to the last
That's a good
minute
one.
to trade Michael Parsons.
That's
Now,
a good
I've been
one.
watching football for 40 years, y'all. Take it, 4 decades. And I've
Yeah.
never seen, and if you in here and you can challenge what I'm about to say, then please speak up. I've never seen a marquee player, a future Hall of Famer, traded in the last minute before the season. I've never seen it. So to me, that's the story that stands out to me because you've owned the team for almost 40 years and you making moves like this.
Yeah.
Okay, Michael Parsons being traded. One can argue, okay, we did get some good stuff back from him,
Mm-hmm.
but you could have got better stuff if you done it early. He could have did it before the draft. That way, we could have went in and got an edge rusher. Think about this,
Bingo.
y'all. Name me a team that has won the Super Bowl without a high-level edge rusher. It just don't happen. Because if you give a quarterback 4 or 5 seconds to throw the ball, I assure you, your third screen can come in and beat any team if you
Yeah.
get 4 or 5 seconds. So for that, that's my story. To wait to the last minute to make a trade. If you don't, look, if you don't want him, okay, boom, we're gonna trade him. It was so many moves that could have been made before this happened. So that's why I feel like this was my story of my year. Now people can argue with me, but that's my story. And my second one is Sam Darnold. The way they just disposed of him and how he's doing this year. This guy's in the Super Bowl. Think about this, y'all. His draft class: Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
And if somebody gave you $1 million, you would not slim. Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and Baker Mayfield. All guys who people probably see as a better quarterback than Sam.
Upper echelon quarterbacks, yeah.
But guess what? Sam Darnold was the first one to make the Super
To
Bowl.
make the Super Bowl.
So
Yeah.
those my two stories right there, and that's I'm sticking with it.
And the crazy thing about it is Minnesota ended up letting Sam Darnold walk, going with JJ McCarthy, and you know what I'm saying, their quarterback play was horrible this year.
And
So
guess
that
where
just-
they at?
Yep. Now they talking about possibly looking at Kirk Cousins again. You feel what I'm saying? It's like you got the guy right there right there at home. You know what I'm saying? You gotta pay these guys, man. And people don't understand that. And to piggyback off what Lou said, like the Jerry Jones Micah thing, that was all ego. You know what I'm saying? That was straight ego. I feel like it was ego from both sides, but I feel like more so, Jerry Jones. But like you said, to trade him a week before the season starts, when you could have possibly got away, that move, I ain't gonna lie. I came home that day because the news actually broke when I was on my way home. I ain't talked to nobody for like almost 24 hours.
Hey, y'all could have gotten more if you traded him to us. Y'all got three first round picks.
Micah came out and said I think it was yesterday or the day before yesterday that it almost went down where it was going to be him for Jalen Carter and some draft picks.
Yep.
He said it was close to going down, but I got my fingers crossed that the same thing not about to go down with George Pickens. I'm just hoping that was not about to happen.
Oh, it's about to happen.
Well, guess what? And you know what? And that's one of the things that me and Phil talk about. I'm the FedEx guy. I delivered to Phil's company in the morning. And when it first happened, Phil just looked at me when Michael Parsons got traded. Phil, when I walked in, it's almost like he felt what I was about to say. He just was like, I was hurt. I was just like, what? This about to happen? Are you serious? Phil will tell you, like, I was just like, Matter of fact, I think I probably delivered the wrong package to the address that day because I was just I was just so distraught, man. So I share
Yeah,
your
man.
feelings, Cheese, because think about this, man. With the NFL being it's so much parity in the league now. Think about this. New England and Seattle came out of nowhere. New England was 3-14 last year.
That's what I'm saying,
Their
man.
coach was just with the Tennessee Titans, and he came to New England and went to the Super Bowl. Not his second year, not his third year, but his first year. Now, one can argue that New England had a cream puff schedule. I get it. You play who in front of you. But the fact that they're in the Super Bowl with the top ranked defense, man, they giving up 3.1 yards a carry
And
in the playoffs.
I think a lot of people sleeping on their defense. We talking about New England, right? I think a lot of people sleeping on their defense. That defense is legit.
Mm-hmm.
That defense is legit. For your offense to be only averaging 15 points a game in the playoffs, that means your defense are holding teams under that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So that a lot of people talk about Seattle's defense, but man, New England got some guys over there too that are game changers. Christian Gonzalez, they got Carlton Davis, Clavion Chason playing good. Milton Williams, who was on my man squad last year. They got some dogs. They got some dogs over there.
Yeah, they do, man. How about Anthony? Did you say Anthony Jennings?
Anthony Jennings?
Yeah.
No, I didn't say him. I said
he tough too.
Yeah, they got dogs.
Yeah.
They got dogs over there.
I'm looking forward to just a great Super Bowl, man. So I guess we're just gonna go right into it, man. Phil, what's your prediction for today?
I feel as though Seattle's probably going to win the game. It's going to be close. I just think I'm one of those people that New England did have a pretty easy schedule. They still played well in the playoffs, so I'm not saying that they shouldn't be there. But I mean, Seattle had to play LA. They had to play San Francisco. Their schedule is immensely harder.
They barely won a division.
Yeah. I just think that they're going to win the game. I just like the way they play. They kind of like the Eagles of last year, where they run first, throw later. They use their front four to attack you. They might substitute they'd like to play nickel a lot, which definitely helps, especially if your nickel can cover tight ends. You don't have to play base all the time. Like I just really like the way they play. I might be biased in that sense as well, so forgive me. But I really like their head coach, man. The Ravens really screwed up letting him go.
Yeah,
he should have been the head coach, in my opinion. But yeah, I do like the New England Patriots now. I do like them. They got some dogs over there, as y'all said. They ain't no joke. They got some good players. So we'll see.
Yeah, Cheese, what you got?
This one I kind of struggle with, man, because I like both teams. I like what I see from both teams. I've been watching them throughout their whole playoff runs, but I finally made my decision. I'm gonna go with the New England Patriots. I think it's gonna be a close game, but I love what I'm seeing from New England on the defensive side of the ball. I just think even though Drake May hasn't played to his standard the way he played in the regular season, in the playoffs, I do factor in that his last two games in the playoffs, he have went up against some elite defenses in the Houston Texans and Denver Broncos. Both games were played in inclement weather, so I factor that in as well. But I think that the Patriots have the defensive personnel to match up with what Seattle can present on offense. I think Christian Gonzalez is one of the best corners in football. You allow him to follow Smith and Jigba around. You also have Carlton Davis on the other side, who's a proven vet. You match him up with Cooper Kupp and some of the other guys they have. That defensive line is solid. Like I said, Milton Williams, Barmore, they can probably slow that run down a little bit. And I think the game is going to be predicated off of turnovers. Who can force the other team into making mistakes? And I think the Patriots have the defensive personnel to where, they can make that happen. I understand it may be just revisionist. I'm thinking of Tom Brady and them Patriots. I know it ain't the same team, but I like what I seen from the Patriots, and I I picked them to come out of the AFC, and I'm gonna stick with it. I think they're gonna win the Super Bowl, and I'm calling it now. We DMV representatives.
Ooh.
We gonna get a vintage Stephon Diggs game today. I think Stephon Diggs gonna go back into the time machine. He gonna make a couple of plays. I think we gonna get a vintage Stephon Diggs performance tonight in the Super Bowl. So I'm gonna go with the
Okay.
New England Patriots.
Putting a bold prediction out there early. I got my pen because guess what? I'm gonna hold you in the book, champ. Bold prediction. Diggs, game of his life, and Super Bowl 60. I love it, man. I love it, man. Thank you guys for the honesty. I love it. So guess what? I'm gonna make my prediction. I'm just gonna say barbecue chicken. I think Seattle is going to dominate this game. Don't get me wrong, New England defense is good, but it's just something about Seattle's defense. When you turn on that tape, and tape don't lie. You know, people can lie all they want, but what happens when I hit press play? What am I gonna see what you're talking about? Seattle defense, man. They rush 4. I mean, they don't even have to blitz you. They rushing 4 and they getting home, and they don't miss tackles. They don't leave no food on the plate. They make tackles. So for me, I watched, like, when I found out I was going to do the show, I just been looking and looking and looking, and I always turn the volume down. I don't listen to no like commentating. I look at what I see, and they get to the ball, man.
Absolutely.
They get to the ball. So my prediction is Seattle. I got them winning by like 14. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold the pen and I'm gonna hold myself accountable. Liteskin Lou predicts 14-point win by Seattle. So that's what we're gonna go with. Now, my next question, I'm gonna start with you, Cheese. If you're a defensive coordinator of either team on both sides, what are you going to take away from the opposing team?
I think if I'm New England's defensive coordinator, my main focus is honestly going to be stopping the run. You got to find a way to slow Walker down. I think Sam Darnold is at his best when he can play action and, you know, get the defense on their heels. So I think if the Patriots can dominate the line of scrimmage and slow Walker down, slow that run game down, I think they'll have a better chance of forcing Sam Darnold to beat them and putting that ball in the air. And that's more possible for them to get turnovers in critical moments. And if I'm on the other side, if I'm Seattle, if I'm their defensive coordinator, my main thing is preaching same thing, winning the trenches, stopping the run, because I don't think that New England has the game changers on the outside. Like I said, I'm just using my DMV bias saying the Stephon Diggs thing, but I don't think that the Patriots have the game changers on the outside that can, you know, that will really scare my secondary. So I think they're gonna come in there and depend on Stevenson and Henderson to dominate on the ground. So if I'm Seattle, my main thing is control the line of scrimmage, stop the run, and force Drake May to beat us with his arm.
I like that. Phil, what you got?
Yeah, I think for Seattle, because Drake May has a big arm, you probably have to get at him and make him tap dance back there as much as possible. Because even though they don't have the skilled players on the outside, if you got a big arm, you keep your team in the game. So you got to make him very uncomfortable. And then for the Sam Darnold, I agree with Cheese. Just stop the run. If you stop the run, it's going to make it really difficult. You get them behind the sticks, it's going to make it really difficult for Sam Darnold and the offense to, get first downs. Although they do still have really good skill players.
Absolutely.
So it's one of those things, though. It's like pick your poison with them, but stopping the run's better, in my opinion. Stop that run.
Smith and Jigba is on a different planet this year. Good God Almighty.
Yeah. You ain't never lied, man. So I guess I'll give my take, man. If I'm each team's defensive coordinator, I am stopping the run. You know why I'm stopping the run? Because think about this, gentlemen. Neither one of these quarterbacks have been in this position. Mm-hmm. You know, you could say, playoff game, wild card, divisional. Guess what? Last I checked, man, every Hall of Fame who I've seen, or just any good football player that's played in the Super Bowl, they said it's nothing that can compare to that. So with that being said, if I'm the defensive coordinator on either side, whether it's New England or Seattle, I want that quarterback to throw in the tight windows. I want to know what he can do under pressure. Can he throw into those tight windows? Can he read the defensive blitzes? Because sometimes great defensive teams know how to scheme and be deceptive. They'll come out and show you blitz, and they'll back out into coverage. So if I'm a defensive coordinator, no disrespect to nobody, neither one of these quarterbacks have ever been in the Super Bowl. So if I'm a defensive coordinator, that's what I'm doing. I want to see you beat me. If we lose, it's gonna be because you were great.
Absolutely.
And that's how I'm rocking with that. So I'm gonna write that down too.
And I think with games like this, the Super Bowl for me is always predicated on moments. Like, what is going to be the big moment in the game? When you think about the Super Bowl, my mind always goes back to New England versus the Giants. You know, Tyree, the helmet catch. You know, and we ain't heard from him ever since that.
Ever since
that was a moment when you think about, you know what I'm saying? Go back to the Cardinals and the Steelers. Big Harrison making that
99-yard pick six.
Exactly. Go back to New England and Atlanta. Everybody think of 28-3, but I remember that Julian Edelman catch. You know what I'm saying? It's always predicated on moments. So who can go out there? It may be a guy we never heard of before. Go out there tonight and just make the biggest play, and that could change the whole trajectory of a ball game. This ball game.
Yeah, you're right. And I look at it like this, y'all. Like, this is the biggest game that you're going to ever see. And I'm always curious of who's going to step up. So I'll start with you, Phil. Who do you feel like is going to be the main reason why their team wins?
Well, I mean, you got to say quarterbacks, because the quarterbacks touch the ball the most. I mean, I think Sam Darnold's going to show out. I think he's about to finna get paid after this game. Even if they lose, I think he's going to do okay. And he just has to just be careful with the ball and not turn the ball over. He's got to be very careful about that. If he just doesn't see something, just throw the ball away. It's going to be okay. But the reason why I think he's going to be fine is that the defensive coordinators of both teams, they're not exotic defensive coordinators. So they're not like Steve Spagnuolo from Kansas City. He's not like Brian Flores from Minnesota, or even like the guy from San Francisco. What's his name? Salah. Yeah, where they do things that it's really hard to dissect. They're very much, hey, this is what we're going to do. Stop it. That's how they play defense. So I think he's going to be all right. I think Drake May's going to be fine too, just because of the way that the styles are. But yeah, I think Sam Darnold is going to have a big game, and Smith and Jigba's got to have a big game too for that to even happen too. He's got to be that main focus. It's really odd that a small guy that plays slot is that good. He's so good. So you did say one, but it's kind of like a twofer because they.
No, you go two. You can go two.
So those two gentlemen, I think gonna have a good game, a big game.
Yeah, Cheese, what you got? Okay, so we can make it fair. Let's just say I guess I can reiterate my question. What player on each side of the ball you think is going to stand out and be the reason why they win the Super Bowl?
For me, I picked New England, so I said it. Stephon Diggs. I don't know. I'm just thinking it.
10 toes down, baby.
Somebody on that New England offense got to go out there and step up. I understand that Stephon hasn't been here before, but he's the guy that at one point in time, you could argue maybe 2-3 years ago, Stephon Diggs was a top 10 receiver in football. So he knows, it's certain things. He's a vet. He's been around the league, and he needs to go into this game knowing that this is probably going to be my one and only shot to ever be able to, have a shot at winning the championship. They need somebody on offense to step up on the outside. If that running game is not going, I think that Drake May is going to look to Stephon Diggs, and hopefully he can go back in the time machine and, look like his old self. But that's asking a lot, but we'll see. On the defensive side of the ball, I'm going to go with Christian Gonzalez. I think that the game plan going in is going to be for Christian Gonzalez to follow around Jackson Smith and Jigba And I think if he can do a good job, you're never going to be able to shut a guy that's that good down. But if he can contain them and not allow him to be the one to beat them, then I think Christian Gonzalez, if he can go out there and do a good job and show why he is one of the top corners in the league, I think that he can go out there and make a huge impact on what that Seattle offense doesn't do. So I'm gonna go with Stephon Diggs on the offensive side, and I'm gonna go with Christian Gonzalez on the defensive side of the ball.
Okay. Seattle Seahawks on the offense side of the ball. Kay Walker. I think he's going to be very, very important. I think running the ball heals everything. You can have a lot of stuff going bad in the game, but if you can control the clock and dictate, because usually when you run the ball very well, guess what? Those safeties start coming up top, and then your quarterback start
play
getting
action.
play action, and your quarterback is able to get that one-on-one. He ain't got to throw in those tight windows. So I'm gonna go with Kay Walker. Now, Jay Smith, 119 catches, 1,800 yards. That's irreplaceable.
Yeah.
But it's going to matter if Kay Walker is able to get 3 or 4 yards of carry. Because just think about this, y'all. As a defense coordinator, if you got an offense and you got a running back that's running 4 or 5 yards of carry, you going back to your playbook like, hold on, wait a minute. Okay, we gotta do something to stop this. And normally, a defensive coordinator, to stop the run, you need more helmets. You start bringing up your defense, your safeties. That way, to move out them wide receivers. Jay Smith, like I said, 120 catches, 1,800 yards. He's going to get a lot of open windows. So on the offense side of the ball, I would say Kay Walker. Now on the defense side, I would say that whole Seattle Seahawks defense, because they just get at you. They don't really have, in my eyes, they don't really have a superstar like a Aaron Donald or a Micah Parsons. They have really disciplined players and really, really good players who they get the job done. They gang tackle and they get after you. So if I gotta say defense, I'm gonna go with the Seattle Seahawks.
And I'm gonna tell you too, man. Patriots better go out there with their antennas up, because Seattle does have Raheem Shaheed, who's one of the fastest players in football. And in 2 of the Seattle's playoff games, he's made big plays. He had, I think, a 50-something yard bomb catch against the Rams. And their first playoff game, no, it wasn't the wild card. In the divisional round, he had a kick return. I believe it was for a touchdown, if I'm not mistaken. So Raheem Shaheed is he can change a game. So they better be on the lookout for him too. Also, Cooper Kupp has been here before. So that's somebody else they got to prepare for as well.
Yeah. Sam Darnold, like we talked about earlier, he was kicked off the Jets. Well, they traded him, and Minnesota, they let him go. So I guess my question to you guys would be, for the Jets, was it just the Jets was a really, really bad team, or was it Darnold inability to learn the system and he was a rookie quarterback?
I'm real quick. I think that for me, I think we live in a era now where teams like to look for immediate satisfaction off of immediate impact when you draft these quarterbacks. Like they think, okay, we draft the guy, we need to see results within his first 2 years. And sometimes every quarterback doesn't develop in that way. You're not going to get a Jaden Daniels off the rip. You're not going to get a Lamar Jackson off the rip. Sometimes it takes these quarterbacks time to develop. Like we seen it with Baker Mayfield. He went to the Browns and everybody was expecting Baker Mayfield to just hit the scene running. But it took for him to go to Carolina, the Rams, then he ended up in Tampa. Now you see the product. Same thing for Sam Darnold. Jets, Carolina, and then he ended up, I think the best thing that could have happened for Sam Darnold was him ending up in San Francisco for that little bit of time, because he was able to be under Kyle Shanahan, see, how to actually be a legit quarterback. Then you started to see him flourish in Minnesota, and now we get what we get in Seattle. But I think these teams I don't think the Jets. I do think the Jets are a bad organization. Yes, that is one thing. But I think they didn't give Sam Darnold enough time to develop into what we see today. And a lot of young quarterbacks we see struggle due to teams just not willing to be patient enough.
And also, you got to think about this, guys. The Jets stink. Let's just call it
Absolutely.
what it is. They stink. So
Yeah.
I be like, dude, okay, you get Sam Darnold. The quarterback is the most important position in football. That's what I agree with. You got to put something out there for him.
Yeah.
Like, okay, let's look back. What did their offensive line look like? Trash. Did they have a wide receiver to help him get up to par? No. So for me, the Jets, man, they just suck, man. And Donald was in a bad position, man. You know what I'm saying? Last year in Minnesota, okay, he did good. 14-2, 14-3, finished real good. Had a bad game. Sometimes you just lose to the better team. And the Rams had the defense that they had a Super Bowl defense last year. And they got out the Donald and he wasn't able to recover. So for me, I like this for Donald. He's in the Super Bowl. You can say what you want to say. He's been a journeyman, but guess what, y'all? Super Bowl Sunday, Super Bowl 60, he's going to be the quarterback of the Seattle Seahawks, and I like that, man. So he's in a great position. What you think, Phil?
Yeah, I mean, because I mentioned this before, but yeah, the Jets just did not put anything around Sam Darnold, and they had I don't even know who the coach was with Sam Darnold. I can't even remember.
Was it? It wasn't Rex, was it?
No,
Rex was gone by then.
Yeah,
I don't remember either. Now I think about it.
I'm trying to remember. I can't. But
they say if you don't remember, then it wasn't worth talking about. That's what.
It was. Yeah, that's how bad it was. And then even after they let him go, they got drafted Zach Wilson. They didn't, and I'm not a Zach Wilson fan, but they did the same thing to him, and they got Garrett Wilson near the end of them kicking him off somewhere, and I think it was with the Broncos now. Oh, no, with Miami. And then they brought in Aaron Rodgers. Same BS. Same, like, it was just goofy. I just really think that. Again, I just think that the Jets ownership and whoever they hire at GM they're dumb. They're just dummies. They just don't draft well, and the parts that they do have well, they screw it up. Because you guys got was it Quentin Williams?
Quentin Williams,
yeah, who's a dog. They traded away Sauce Gardner, who's, you could argue, top 3 cornerback in the league. Not this year, he wasn't playing well, but yeah, man, I don't know what. I like the head coach they hired, but I think he's about to get fired next year.
Yeah.
Oh, he gone. He barbecue chicken, man.
Yeah, I think he's done.
But real quick, and this is something that I gotta speak on. I'm glad that you just mentioned that. You talking about Aaron Glenn.
Yeah.
I wish he wouldn't have took that job.
Me too.
And, we on this panel, we all African American men.
Right.
I just wish, and I understand in the NFL, for black head coaches, it's a dime a dozen with these jobs, right? But we got to stop just taking any job that becomes available, because they setting these guys up for failure. Like, Aaron Glenn, I just don't understand, for you to do what you did with that Detroit defense. He shouldn't have never took that Jets job. He should have never took that, even if that would have came with going and being a coordinator again for another year. I would have rather them did that before taking the Jets job. But we see it all the time. And Robert Saleh, who was the coach for the Jets, he went and did a defensive coordinator for the 49ers, hell of a job. But then he turned around and take the head coaching job with the Titans. I mean, I understand maybe he can go in there and turn it around, but it's like they put these African-American coaches in such bad predicaments and expect them to flip it within. They give us the leases is short.
Yep.
But for these other guys, they give them 4 or 5 years. You know what I'm saying?
The other Caucasian coaches, they get more string than the African American quarterback. We that's something that I see talked about on a lot of networks, like Stephen A. Smith pointed out. Like, just think about all of the coaching jobs was available this year. I think it was like 8, right? 7 or 8. How many African
It
Americans
might have
got a job?
exactly. I don't. It don't make no sense, man. Just like for instance, how does Mike McCarthy land the Pittsburgh job? That's three. That's three prominent. Bro, you was the head coach of the Green Bay Packers, Dallas Cowboys. Now you the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mike McCarthy, other than that Super Bowl that he got in what was it, 2010, when Aaron
Mhm.
Rodgers was in the prime of his career. Mike McCarthy has been trash. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you got guys like Brian Flores who still can't get another head coaching job. Like it's crazy to me, man.
Yeah, that's one of them things you look at it, be like, hey, it's no secret. And we talk about it, but we're not what's the word I want to use? We're not surprised
Mm-mm.
because this it's always been like that. And that's why I look at, you know, just the parity in the league. I'm glad that a lot of the African American coaches has a lot to do with that. If you want to talk about even with defensive coordinators and offensive coordinators, we're in a great position.
Yeah.
And I just wish that these guys would be given a bigger leash to coach. Because when you come to a team like the Jets, like I said, this is the Jets, y'all. When Aaron Glenn took that job, I always liked Aaron Glenn as a player when he played with the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
When he took that job, geez, I was just like,
Yeah,
because you know
man.
the history of the team. They don't want to win. They just want to put asses in seats. That's just my perspective. I mean, I could be wrong, but if you look at a 10-year stretch of the Jets, at what point, other than when Ryan was there, they fell off. And it's
Hello.
never been a time where you say, you know what, they're all in. You can't say that. So that's my take on that, man. But my next question is um, Mike Vrabel. He was with the Tennessee Titans, right?
Mhm.
He was there for how long was he there? 2 or 3 years. He got fired, right?
Mhm.
Now he's in the Super Bowl. So, what message would Mike Vrabel send if he was able to take New England Patriots after his first year and win a Super Bowl? What message would that send? Uh,
To the
yes,
Titans.
yes, yes.
I
I'll
mean,
stop with you, Phil.
even getting to the Super Bowl is a message. You know, the Tennessee Titans kind of mirror the Jets. They're just a moribund franchise too. They traded AJ Brown to the Eagles for a first and a third. I mean, they're morons. I mean, they just do things. They're like, what are we doing? Like, so yeah, if I was Mike Vrabel, I'd be like, hey, y'all let me go for no reason. Like, they just weren't a good team. You seen Cam Ward running for his life the whole
Again.
the whole season. It don't matter who you put back there. Like that offensive line is they're bad. They don't have good skill players. The defense is eh. That's not a Mike Vrabel problem. Again, that's a GM problem.
Yeah.
That's a head coach problem. Y'all gotta get together in the lab and say how are we going to construct this team. And they just instead of doing that, they're like giving players away. Um, I again, I yeah, if I was Mike Vrabel, I'd be like, thank God I got the heck out of there. It's great that he got the job with New England. I do feel bad because they fired. Speaking of African American coaches, they fired.
Yeah.
What's his name? Fired him after 1 year.
I know you talk
But
about
I
wow.
was
what's his,
trying to think of his name, but I couldn't. I couldn't figure. I've been sitting over here this whole time trying to think of what his name was, and I can't figure it out for the life of
yeah.
me.
Although I think Mike Vrabel is a definite upgrade of the coach they did have. Um, so yeah, man. Like if I'm Mike Vrabel, like thank you Tennessee for letting me go. Thank you. So that I can actually win some playoff games. So shout out to him. I'm happy for him too.
What you think, G?
I like it, man. I think for Mike Vrabel, I agree. I think he should be very happy to be out of there. Mike Vrabel is kind of for me like when you think of New England Patriots and the person you would look at when you look on the sideline, that's the type of guy that you see over there. But you seen the things that he did. He was able to do in Tennessee with Brian Tannehill and
Mm-hmm.
Derrick Henry and that young team. And I like the fact that he was able to. Once he lost his job, I think he was the defensive. He was something with the Cleveland Browns for a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and then he ended up going to go get the Patriots job. But I think he's done. I think he's done a great job. I think Mike Vrabel is a leader of men, and I think that's very important. when you're a head coach, he's someone that can take control of a locker room, and they believe in his message. And I mean, the proof is in the pudding, man. They went out there and have been fantastic all year, and you see it. And I think it's a great testament to the things that he has been preaching and able to do. And like my man said, I know he thinking heavens he not in Tennessee no more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of them things. You look at it, man. Franchises, they'll tell you up front what they trying to do, whether they trying to win or they just trying to put ass in the seats. You look at, and this sounds like pickle juice coming out of my mouth. If you look at the Philadelphia Eagles and how they construct their team and how they consistently always put the franchise in the winning position. If you can go back to when they picked Hurts, was it the second round?
Second
In
round,
the
yeah.
second round, they signed AJ Brown. They traded for him from the Tennessee Titans, like you just said. They're always making moves ahead of time. Not like my franchise, the Dallas Cowboys. We wait till the day. We always reset in the market at every position. I've never seen that before. Every position. You wait to the last minute. It's no way, and it's no disrespect to Dak Prescott. It's $60 million a year. They should have signed him when it was around 25 or 30
Bingo.
a year. Yes, they should have done that, because now, okay, one can argue and say, okay, yeah, we got rid of Michael Parsons because he was going to hurt us financially. But we wouldn't have been in that position if we had paid people when they should have got paid. The Eagles, they get ahead of it. Okay, this is your contract. Boom, we're going to sign it. Boom,
Absolutely.
sign it. So now you got free money, again, free money to go and sign a key acquisition that might be a free agent. Or you got money to even pull off a trade. You have the ability to pull off a trade. We're not doing that. So I guess my question is, I'm gonna ask each one of you, because Cheese, you're a Cowboy fan, so we're gonna go with the Eagle fans first. What would you like to see? Because the Eagles, they was in the Super Bowl last year, so you guys are not far off. So I guess my question would be, what does the Philadelphia Eagles need to do to get back to the promised land next year?
Oh, they already did. They fired their offensive coordinator, so that he had to go. He was bad. They were doing a lot of hitches and weird, doing a lot of weird things with the run game. They also got rid of the offensive line coach, which is unfortunate because I really do like Stoutland. But I think there was like a disagreement with how they were trying to run the ball this year. And you could see it, like Saquon's getting hit 2-3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. The couple of the guard and the center, I think they were hurt the whole year. So that really they didn't help. But yeah, the offensive coordinator was bad. And it was so vanilla until the middle of the season. They fixed some things. But that's what had to change. The offensive philosophy was bad. And I don't know why they changed so much from last year. I don't get it. They weren't putting AJ Brown in position to play well. Sometimes there were some times this season, however, that AJ Brown, especially the playoff game, was a bum. So he was dropping balls, getting mad at Nick Sirianni, getting in your face. Hey, my man, you can't be calling your team out the whole year and you play like a bum in the playoffs. You can't do that.
That is true.
So I think they fixed it with the offensive philosophy with the OC they got from Green Bay. They'll fix some things, and also just let Jalen Hurts let the handcuffs off of him. Sometimes they just don't want him to. I don't know what it is. Like sometimes there's some games where like you see it like he's balling. Like that Rams game is like, all right, let me play my game. They win the game, like barely, or the Minnesota game where like why are we playing not to lose? There's sometimes that pisses me off. Just play the game, bro. Just play the game. Don't play to like win by 3 or 6. Sometimes you need to blow out the team. You need to blow this team out. And you need to I don't know. It's just a mental thing. So that's what I think. They just need to switch. They need to switch up the offensive philosophy. I think
so they already done it. He's already out the door. So we're gonna see how that pans out. Cheese, what you think?
For the Cowboy side of things,
yes.
Oh, if you watch the Cowboys this year, that's easy. They got to do something with that defense. That defense is bottom of the barrel, terrible. Like, I'm glad that they got rid of the defensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the right move. This young guy that they brought in from Philly, actually,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Christian Parker.
We'll take
Uh,
him.
I've been hearing a lot of good things about him. I've been hearing some, I'm real big on, like, when I tell people I'm a Cowboy fan, sometimes, like, I'm a big, so I watch all the podcast, I do everything.
Mm-hmm.
So everything I've heard about him leading up to this point has been good. I like it.
Mhm.
But for me, I've been a fan so long. When it comes to the Cowboys, it's just about, I need to see the product. It's cool to talk about it and all that, but I need to see the product on the field. But the number one thing for me is the defense. I think they have to fix that, and I think they need to pay George Pickens. They need to make that happen. Uh, and
ASAP.
I and I think that if they can, I think if the offense stays together with what they have now, I think they got to figure out some things on the offensive line, specifically that left tackle position. But I think if they can get that offensive line, fully together, get Pickens back, get that offense back, and fix that defense. I'm not even asking for a top 10, top 5 defense. If you can give me top 12,
Yes.
something like middle of
Middle
the,
of the pack.
yeah,
That's
just give
it.
me something like that. I'm absolutely fine with it. But I think if they can get those things together, I think the Cowboys can be right back in the mix. I'm not going one of those fans that automatically say Super Bowl, but I do think that they can be right back in the mix as far as competing to win the division and
Mhm.
possibly make a playoff push. And they're gonna have to figure out something to replace Michael Parsons. They need another pass rusher. I see Max Crosby might be a little disgruntled in Las Vegas, so
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be too appeased on, hitting they line up to seeing, what the cost
What's
might be
good?
to go get him. But I think those are the things. But for the most part, I like what I'm getting from Brian Schottenheimer. I think he did a great job for his rookie year as the head coach. So it's some things that they need to fix, but if they do the right things in the off season, I think we can be in the mix next year.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I love it, man. You know me, I'm a Cowboy fan too, so I can definitely agree with everything you just said. Our defense. Think about this: 30 in defense, 3 in offense. 30 in defense, 3 in offense. So you're not even going to make the playoffs with that type.
Nope.
Just think about the division that we're in. Washington Commanders, they're going to re-up this year. They have a lot of revenue. They have a lot of money to pay players. And Jaden Daniels is going to come back strong this year. The Eagles, they 1 year out of the Super Bowl. So I say to say, we have to address that defense. Whatever it is, whatever plan Jerry Jones got going on, he needs to exercise it early, whether it's getting an edge rusher from the draft. I was watching the rusher from Auburn, forget his name. He's a great edge rusher. We don't need them to be a really, really great edge rusher. We clogged the middle up, y'all. We got Kenny Clark and we
Mhm.
got Quentin Williams.
Yeah.
Since that two combos in the middle, no, a team wasn't consistently able to run on the Cowboys. Now, of course, they
Absolutely.
didn't have an off season to get ready for the schemes and all of that. So all of this is going to change in the off season when the defensive coordinator get with Quentin Williams and Clark. They're going to be able to come up with a plan to help our defense get better. Because Lord knows, like you said, Cheese, we can't stop a nosebleed,
Not at
and
all.
you're not going to win. So if I had to go out and say, we need to address the defense. Our offense is good. Sign Pickens, whatever it is, I don't want them to franchise tag him because y'all know how that works out. The
Hmm.
player gets disgruntled. He don't want to play. He don't want to play for a 1 year contract. If something happens to him, he's
Bingo.
he's ass out. So you gotta respect the player when they don't want to play on the franchise tag. So to narrow it down, sign Pickens and address the defense. It's real. It's really that simple.
And for all my Cowboy fans who might be tuned into this, I just want y'all to buckle up because George Pickens does have the same agent that
Sure
Michael
does.
Parsons got. So, hey, listen, put your seatbelts on and buckle up because we don't know how this thing. You know how Jerry Jones get. So we don't know how this thing gonna go. But I agree with you wholeheartedly, Lou. They
Yeah.
gotta fix the defense. That's the main thing.
Yeah, Jerry Jones got, and also we got to fix our owner. He like Puffy. He want to be all in the video, dancing and stuff. Look, the only time you see the Eagles owner is when he's doing this. He's
Exactly.
hosting up the trophy. You could take a 5-year-old kid from a daycare center and be like, go in there and find Jerry Jones. He's going to find him. You know why? Because he's always in the video dancing, always on the commercials. If I say, go find the Chiefs owner, go find the Eagles owner, you'll be in there like, I ain't see him because you don't know what he look like.
You don't know what he looked like.
Stay out the way, man. So that's another thing I'm gonna add to that, y'all. Fix our owner. Some attention we don't need.
Exactly.
Look, the best work is done in silence. Think about this. The Eagles made really, really good moves over the last 3 or 4 years, and you knew nothing about it. You didn't say, I'm gonna hold a press conference and we got something big coming tomorrow. Guess what? You showing people your hand.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So if I had to fix that, fix our owner.
Just give me a quiet off season. I don't want to hear nothing. Nobody get arrested, nothing like that. Just give me a quiet off season. Make moves in free agency and all. I don't want to hear nothing. Just give me once after today is over, we enjoy the soup. Just give me a quiet off season, and that right there make me feel. That's all I ask, man.
Yeah,
You don't want Trayvon Diggs back?
Not at all.
Nah, man. He done.
Not at all.
God bless him.
That man gets smoked. He get a slim. They ain't look. You know when you're done. They don't even look. They don't even think of him as a corner. They putting him back in a safety position.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, like that's how you know that you fell off and what your defensive corner think of you.
There was some other the tape wasn't good, but I think he was better than the backups because there was some rumors are going around or what. I'm not gonna say on your because this is your show, Lou, but there was some things.
Nah, dude, say what you gonna say, man.
Well, apparently he was messing with a teammate's girl.
Yes.
So
yeah.
Now, if that's true, it makes sense why things went the way they went. Because that's just a cardinal rule, my brother. Like, you can't be like,
you can't be out there doing that, Joe. That like that's you can't do it.
And Trey, again, he wasn't playing well, but I don't think he was playing so well that he should have been benched.
I think it was a multitude of things. I think it was a fact that he took a step back off of what he was, but I also think too the scheme was a problem for him. I don't think none of the players, and that's not an excuse. At the end of the day, you're a professional. You understand what comes with it. When a new defensive coordinator comes in, you know he's going to want to bring in a certain scheme and how he wants to do things. I just think Trayvon Diggs the zone and the scheme that they were running, I think that played a major factor in his decline this year. But I also think too that sometimes, man, when you a professional, you got to be a you're not just a professional when the season is going on. It's about what you're doing in the off season, your regiments. What are you doing to keep your body afloat? You know, things like that. And I just don't think Trayvon Diggs takes that stuff as seriously as, you know, a lot of other guys do. And I could be absolutely wrong. That's just my opinion. Like, if you look at the way Stephon plays compared to Trayvon, it's like two totally different guys.
Yep.
Like, you could tell Stephon puts his all into, despite everything else that's going on the outside, the noise and everything, you could tell Stephon really loves the game of football.
And he puts his all into it.
Yeah, I don't think you could wholeheartedly say the same for Trayvon. And that's just my opinion, though.
Nah, you ain't mad. I mean, you ain't lying. I look at it the same way. I really do, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, gentlemen, man, I can't tell you, but look, I can go 2 or 3 hours, man. But unfortunately, time is of the essence, man. I got a lot of things to do, man. But I really, really appreciate you guys for coming through. I always talk to Phil about football and Cheese. You know, I've known you for just a little under a year.
Yes,
and
sir.
I enjoy talking boxing, football, basketball, all that with you, man. I'll leave it like this. Give me your score prediction. I'll start with you, Phil.
Ooh, I think it's going to be 27-21. Seattle.
27-21. Hawks. Yeah. What you got, Chad?
For me, we kind of similar, but it's on the flip side. I'm going 28-21 New England.
Okay. And, you know, like I said before, I said barbecue chicken. So when I say barbecue chicken, that's at least 2 touchdowns. So I'm gonna go, let me see, 38-24.
Oh, okay.
I got
Okay,
38-24, the Hawks.
that's a good one. That's a good
And
one.
the Seattle Seahawks get their Super Bowl revenge against the New England Patriots back from 2015 when they should have ran the ball.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Marshawn
So
Lynch
annoying.
gonna be paying close attention to this joint here tonight.
Yes, he is, man. Yes, he is. So, hey, Chad with Cheese, man, let people know about your podcast, man, and where they can find you at, man, because you're doing some really, really big stuff, man. I'm really proud of you.
Yes,
Just
sir.
pulling up at your channel and seeing how you being very diverse, football, basketball, you know, boxing. Let people know where they can find you. Talk a little bit about your page, man.
Yeah, man. So I have a sports podcast based out of Maryland, but I do weekly episodes that I shoot just talking about the sports world in general. But my main three topics I try to focus on is basketball, football, and like Lou said, boxing. I also do interviews. I've interviewed some of the top high school talent and some of the top talent just, coming out of the DMV. So, man, check my page out. I'm constantly building this thing up and just, exploring, doing different things. So if you give me a subscribe or follow, whatever, I think you'll enjoy, especially if you into sports and sports in the DMV area. So you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube at Chatting with Cheese, ChattingWithCheeze. It's cheese with a Z. On the socials, Instagram and TikTok, it's Chatting with Cheese Pod. On YouTube, it's just Chatting with Cheese. You'll be able to find me.
Yeah, that's right, man. Y'all better go to this page, man. He's doing some big work. And that's one young guy who I came in contact with, and we've been flowing ever since, man. We got information, we run it past each other, and that's what we do, man. That's why I'm really proud of you. Keep doing what you do, man.
I
Phil.
appreciate you, man.
Yeah, Phil. Any last words and let people know where they can find you?
Oh, I'm not really a podcaster. I'm just a regular dude. Just living
You could have fooled me. I you know what? I think he. You know what? We go. No, because you break it down, man. I look. I don't talk to people. You'll know if you know sports, because if I talk to you and I have a 5 or 10 minute conversation with you, that means that it's something about you that you know sports. Because I don't talk to people who know what they're talking about. And that's what it is. Man, I remember delivering the field, and I'd be like, damn, 15 minutes then went by. I gotta get back to work. But any last words, man, and let people know if they want to reach you on social media.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a good game tonight. Good luck to all Cowboys fans. I'm not a typical Eagles fan. I'm not a hater. I'm not an evil individual. No offense to my fan base, but some of y'all are wild. I do podcast with a group called with Candid Convos. It's with a K. So on Wednesdays. And we stream on YouTube. So if y'all want to stop by and watch that, that's fine. We typically talk about like things like the relationships and politics to it.
Okay.
To some degree.
That's cool.
But I'm just a guest on there. Again, I try to be as regular as possible. I'm not trying to get people all up in my life. So God bless both of you, brothers.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I truly appreciate it. And you can find me, Liteskin Lou, of the Live with Liteskin Lou show. You know what? And a special shout out to the lovely Kiki. She always remind me, make sure you put the plug out there. So guess what? I'm doing my job. So if you're listening, Kiki, guess what? You can catch us, the Live with Liteskin Lou show, on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and all the above. Whatever platform we got is always Live with Liteskin Lou show. Make sure y'all tap in, man, because we got some big things coming. Kiki gonna be, putting it in the chat or putting it on the page and what we got going on. I look forward to you guys pulling up. Like I said, the Super Bowl 60 broke it down with these two guys. So guess what? We're gonna give all of us a round of applause.
Yes, sir.
Let me hold on. Make sure I'm hitting the right button. Hold on. There we go. Yeah. That's right. Great job, gentlemen. Liteskin Lou right here. Beatboxer P, aka Phil, chatting with Cheese. I always got a saying: stay humble and stay hungry because tomorrow ain't promised to you, gentlemen. I can't thank you enough. If I had $1 million, I split it right down the million with y'all, champ.
Yes, sir. I
Until
appreciate you, man.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Until the next time, y'all, we out of here.
Yeah. Nah, no profit. Yo, where you at? Where you at? My homie Lou on the mic. Them other hosts need to stop. They ain't doing it right. If you ain't turned into Lou, what you doing with your life? Conversation so sharp, it ain't your usual night. We got athletes, entrepreneurs, even celebrities. Politicians discuss nationwide discrepancies. Hardcore tackling issues in our community. Spreading on knowledge, creating an opportunity. Tune in live with Liteskin Lou. Tune in live with Liteskin Lou. Tune in live with Liteskin Lou. Tune in live with Liteskin Lou.
Liteskin Lou. Liteskin Lou.